Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I make a Swedish meatball pasta bake. Alright, I'm starting out here in a skillet. I have roughly about 2 pounds of ground beef. And the reason I'm mixing this in a skillet, even though I have mixing bowls, is because I need a skillet for the recipe later on. I'll just give this a quick rinse and save on dirty dishes. Now I have an onion I diced up fine. That's going in. We're making the meatballs just right now. Okay. Now I'm going to add in 1 egg. And I'm trying to keep this recipe as simple as possible because I like easy recipes. I'm going to add in about a half a teaspoon of pepper. And I'm just eyeballing my spices, guys. I'm going to add in a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And guys, nutmeg is what makes Swedish meatballs. A half teaspoon of allspice. About 2 teaspoons of salt. And some panko breadcrumb. You want to use plain breadcrumb, panko or regular breadcrumb. You don't want Italian seasoned because we don't want our meatballs to taste like Italian meatballs. I'm going to put in about a half a cup. I'm going to get in here and get this all mixed up. Alright, now on a large cookie sheet I have lined with parchment paper, I'm going to go ahead and make my meatballs. I'm going to make them about the size of a golf ball, maybe a hair smaller. When I get my meatballs all done, I'm going to put them in a 400-degree oven, uncovered, for 20 minutes, so they brown up, they cook through, and the excess grease cooks out of them. Alright, while my meatballs are baking in the oven, I have a pound of shell pasta over here cooking, so it's al dente. In the net skillet, I mixed the ground beef and I washed it. I have 6 tablespoons of margarine here. You can also use butter, but I'm watching my cholesterol. I'm going to put in some flour, about 6 teaspoons of flour. And I'm going to allow this to cook for a few minutes over medium heat till the flour tastes out of it. We're making a roux. It's going to thicken up our sauce for the meatballs. That's what we're making right now. I'm going to let this cook for a minute until the flour tastes out of it. Right now that my roux cooked for a few minutes and the flour tastes out of it, I'm going to whisk in 4 cups of beef broth in this 4-cup container. And you just want to stir it to get your lumps out. And I got my arm over this hot pasta boiling, so that's not pleasant right now. And I'm going to turn my heat back up. I have it on medium. Turn it back up to high. Give that a stir. Now this would also make a great gravy before I put in the Swedish meatball seasonings for over mashed potatoes. That's how they make gravy down south if you're from up north. Alright, now I'm going to add in about a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And this container has about a cup in it. So I'm just eyeballing it. Give that a stir, and as this heats with that heavy cream in there and that roux, this will thicken into a nice sauce. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt in there because the beef broth has salt in it. We don't want to get too salty. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of black pepper in there. And if this would get too thick, I could thin it out with a little bit of milk. And I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of nutmeg in there. Like I said, nutmeg is what makes Swedish meatballs. So I'm going to bring this up to a gentle boil and allow it to boil over gentle heat for a few minutes till it thickens up. Right now that my sauce is done cooking, it didn't get quite as thick as I thought it would, but it will thicken as it cooks in the pasta bake. I'm going to add in some fresh parsley, and I'm going to turn this off and set it aside just for now. In a 9x13 baking pan, I sprayed with some canola spray, cooking spray. I have a pound of shell pasta that I boiled just a hair over al dente. My meatballs are done. I'm going to take them and nestle them down into the pasta. Alright, now they have all my meatballs in, I'm going to take that sauce we made. And like I said, not to worry, that pasta will drink up the sauce and help thicken everything up. I'm going to dump that sauce in there over top of the pasta and the meatballs if I don't spill it all over my stove. And I just spilled it down in front of my stove. Now I'm going to put this in a 400-degree oven uncovered for 20 minutes to finish cooking them meatballs through if they're not cooked through. Cook the pasta a little more and thicken up that sauce. Alright guys, this just came out of the oven. It's ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. I went ahead and I garnished it with a little more parsley. Let me get in here. I'm going to start with the pasta first. Creamy, well seasoned, has that classic Swedish meatball taste. I'm telling you guys, it's nutmeg that does it every time. Try my meatballs. See, they're cooked through. Tender, moist, well seasoned. Guys, that's really delicious. Very little effort. Swedish meatball pasta bake. Thanks for watching and supporting me. Remember, love what you eat and eat what you love.